soon as I'm out of the swim, I know I'll be fine, but it's just dreading this. That hill going up there is a killer. Oh, nice. And a lovely view of the palace though. So here we are, race day at Blenheim Palace for my very first triathlon. Around 3 months ago, I could barely swim 100 meters. Cycling for 10 minutes was a massive ask, and running any amount of kilometers was just out of the question. But before we get stuck into the race, let's go back and see how my training for the last 3 weeks went. Alright, so we're back in the UK now from Slovakia, and as you can probably see behind me, there's a lovely new felt bike, which Mark has very kindly let me borrow, which was his one. And I'm going to be using that for the race. So I've got it so I can do some training for the longer steady rides, be out on the road with that, getting comfortable, getting used to the gears in a different position, and actually having my hands on drops and the hoods, which is going to be wildly different to what I'm used to. But I still do have the turbo trainer set up and Zwift up and running, so I'll be doing some of the indoor sessions on that as well, probably the brick sessions and the interval sessions, so I can really focus on getting a good workout on the turbo trainer and getting comfortable on the bike when it's out on the road. I've also had my first swim back today. I actually kind of did something that the GTN suggests people don't do, just turned up and went for a swim. My goal was though to cover the 750 meter distance, just to try and calm my nerves and actually just have a bit of that reassurance of I can swim the distance and I'll be fine on the day of the race. And thankfully, it all went to plan. I covered the 750 meters, not comfortably, but it was achievable. It wasn't a push. I wasn't gasping for air by the time I'd finished, and I was able to help get that confidence needed for the race day. But the rest of the week's looking quite good. The weather's been a bit hit and miss, so I'm probably going to be doing a lot of the rides this week on the Zwift setup, and I might try and get out on the road bike. Well, I'm going to have to get out on the road bike once, so let's see how that goes. Alright, so back on Zwift for a brick session. So I've got 30 minutes, 40 minutes on Zwift, and out for a 2k run, so it should be quite a nice day. Luckily it's quite sunny today, but because I'm doing a brick session, I decided just to do it on Zwift, just because it's so much easier to jump off, quickly change my shorts and go straight out for the run. So let's get back to the race. I'm going to be swimming 750 meters, cycling 20 kilometers, and then running 5k, all without stopping and just a little bit of time to get ready in between. So before we can get on with that, I have to go set up my transition and rack my bike. Every time during the training I was like, oh, I'm just training for this triathlon, but it was never, felt like I was getting closer until last night. So I'm pretty nervous, but I've swam the distance before already. So yeah, it's just half an hour and then I'm in, and hopefully won't be in for too long, then I'll be out. As soon as I'm out of the swim, I know I'll be fine, but it's just dreading this. And now it's the half-hour wait, it's going to be the longest wait, I think, of the day.
was way harder than I thought it was going to be. But did it in about 22, 23 minutes. Making good progress. And onto the bike where I can hopefully get my breath back. So here we are, over the bridge. I'm walking out the transition before going into the run on the shoot because of this big bridge straight out there. But doing good. An hour and a half since my start, making good progress. That hill going up there is a killer. Oh, nice. A lovely view of the palace there. After that first lap, I feel so much better now. Feeling good. Coming in for the last lap, almost done. I can go chill out, support Heather, have a beer like Mark does whenever he's spectating. Look at all these chickens.
So Alex, how does it feel being able to call yourself a triathlete?
It feels great, and it's also that whole sense of relief that this whole thing is kind of finally come to fruition and actually happened, because we've been talking about it since January. So I've kind of had that weight hanging over me of, oh God, I'm going to be doing a triathlon soon and I can't even run 10 minutes, let alone 5K. And yeah, thank you so much for putting together the training plan and helping guide me through the whole thing. It's been great. Actually having stuff to do every day and a goal to work towards.
Great. I mean, I'm eager to hear, because unfortunately I couldn't be there on the day because we were off doing our own race, but how'd it go?
I really enjoyed it. I did have a goal time, which I wanted to kind of go under 2 hours, but I did go 2:05, so I was close.
Pretty good.
It's close.
And also, I think it's worth bearing in mind that the Blenheim Triathlon has an unusually long and tough transition from the swim to the bike.
I've actually had a look at my splits, and the T1 took me 9 minutes. So
which is quite long, but honestly, guys, it's a steep run out of that swim.
Yeah, I think it was 500 meters of just uphill running. So I did walk that, as you saw.
talking to Rob, the camera operator that was there with us, just going through how it went. Obviously, when people were watching and there were spectators around, I did run.
Yeah.
So I could keep up the illusion that I was getting better than it was. But I was actually really happy with my bike and my mount out of
I hear you went for the flying mount, Alex.
I went for it. Well, it was downhill, so I couldn't really control the speed of it.
We told you to do the scoot.
It was a fast scoot. My foot was on the pedal before I was on the saddle, so I still listened a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's great. The bike course was lovely. I did that in 54 minutes, kind of like I thought I would, which was good. But it's all slowly started to get harder and harder as I went onto the run. The first lap of the run was definitely the hardest for me. I probably should have done a few more brick sessions. There was a few that I did kind of go easy on. Probably should have put a little bit more into them because my legs were killing me after the bike. I don't think I actually did a bike session that was that similar kind of
same
intensity and effort. Yeah.
To be fair, I think in the amount of time that you had leading up to this event, to be able to get you to a point that you could comfortably run off a bike, and then also throw into that intensity on the bike, intensity running off the bike in your training, it's quite a big ask. So I honestly think you did everything you could have done. So I don't think you should look back going, oh, I should have done this. Ideally, yes, but I think that's just if you were to carry on with your triathlon journey now, which hopefully you will, you can implement that there.
Yeah.
Overall, did you enjoy the experience?
I really enjoyed it. It was lovely going round. I was chatting to quite a lot of people. Awesome. I was smiling the whole time. I don't think there was any point where after I started, there wasn't a point where I was dreading it or kind of not enjoying it. The build-up for the swim is the most nervous I've been for something in quite a long while. Just waiting in that pen. The person on the mic was great, hyping everyone up, but it was just in my head of I'm starting in a minute. I'm starting in. It was just slowly getting closer and closer. And there was a bit actually. My tactic for the swim was just to hold off to the back and then kind of be out to the away from the main swim group and out to the right and start the back. But the pen I was in, everyone else was planning to do that as well. And eventually I was kind of someone has to go, so I may as well go and jump in. And then I was glad I did because then my head just kind of cleared and I just focused on getting through.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Big question then. Are you going to do another one?
Maybe an Olympic distance. Maybe another sprint.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Try and go under that sub 150, 140 kind of time.
Cool.
I think now I've done one, I know what I need to improve on the training, and I could maybe look at carrying on maybe with that nice bike you let me borrow very kindly.
Well, also, firstly, I think I'm very happy to let you carry on using that bike because I would like to get you in clipless pedals.
Yes.
So I think stay tuned for another video with Alex where we transfer him from flat pedals to clipless pedals because I think that's going to be an absolute game changer for you when you realise just how good they are. Well, mate, absolutely so impressed, so impressed with what you've achieved. Really am. So, yeah, well done. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed following Alex's journey. If so, please do give this video a thumbs up, give it a like. The guy's done such a good job here. And make sure you subscribe to the channel to carry on following these journeys and also to see Alex try and use clipless pedals because I guarantee that'll be quite fun.